good. Thanks for having a coffee with me.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm on the tea, actually.
Oh, the tea. I'm having a weak soy latte.
Oh,
So those of us that don't know who you are, tell me about who you are, your work history, and where you work now.
So, as Danny mentioned, I'm Crystal. I am from Melbourne and I work at ClinicaLase. So I run 2 clinics in Melbourne, one in beautiful Carlton, which is like little Italy, and one out in Ballarat. And I pretty much started out in beauty and kind of fell into where I am. Started out in beauty and then ended up going back and studying nursing, and have ended up having the 2 clinics now.
Oh, that's wonderful. What do you love most about this industry?
That it's constantly evolving, and because it's constantly evolving and changing, it keeps you on your toes. You're always having to keep learning, which for me, fulfills my role with what I do.
I'm going to have a little bit of fun now, and I'm going to change up our screen because we're in Melbourne, and we'll just see if we can have that on. Oops. Slowly. Oops. I'm a bit slow with this, sorry.
I'm a with technology. Don't worry, you're probably better than I am. In fact, you've even got that background.
Now we're in Melbourne. So halfway through this, oh sorry, go on.
You look like one of those news reporters.
So I'm trying to have fun with it. So halfway through this, I'm going to throw in some little questions to ask you fun facts about yourself so we can have a bit of a laugh. So the first one is, what are you binge watching on Netflix at the moment?
Do you know, would you believe this? My girlfriend Sarah is actually camping out with me and she's got a book club. And she said to me, you've got a one-off chance to join the book club, so you have to speed read these books. So I haven't actually had a chance to watch anything on Netflix. I've been trying to speed read these books.
Well, that's good. That's good. Are you cooking during COVID?
Lots and lots.
Do you have a favorite recipe?
Making. We've actually been eating a lot of crumble. I don't even eat desserts, but we've been doing so much baking.
Oh my goodness, so we're going to need a diet after this. All right, I'm going to come back to a work question. So at the moment, when you're at home now, what's a typical day look like for you?
So I've tried to still maintain a routine. So still getting up super early. I take the puppy for a walk, and whilst she naps, I kind of get on with my day, get dressed as though I'm going to work. We've been pretty lucky that we've still been very busy. Each of the girls have got jobs that they're doing from home, and so we're getting a lot of online orders that we're processing. So that's keeping us really nice and busy, which, I'm really grateful for during this time. So trying to keep a bit of a normal routine, really, as normal as can be.
And what was a day like before COVID?
Oh, God. I don't know if I can ever go back to that person again. Busy, always super busy, traveling between the 2 clinics, obviously doing training with Cutera as well. So wherever you send me, Dan, it could be interstate. So it was just always very busy. So I think with this happening and having such a difference with my schedules, I think somewhere in the middle is probably where I'll end up when this is all over, which is nice to realize that, really.
What are you looking most forward to when the restrictions are lifted?
I can't wait to touch my clients' faces again. I didn't really realize how much I enjoyed touching their faces.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it ends soon. So you've had lots and lots of Cutera systems, so many. So why Cutera?
I mean, I think one, the devices are engineered so well. And I think, from a brand point of view, what they say a machine or a device is going to do really is what it does do, results wise. I think in terms of the ease of use is really important. Obviously, I've got a really big team, and having the 2 clinics, once they've got training, they need to be able to, take it into their own hands. And I think Cutera make that really easy. The support that they offer is also another big one for me. We've got lots of other devices too, and when things don't quite go to plan, which happens with technology, you know, there's so many different processes you have to go through to get through to someone to help you. Whereas, you know, with Cutera, it's pretty straightforward. We contact service, they send someone out, and things are resolved really, really quickly. And I think obviously with training support, like having you around is so great. The girls can contact you at any time if they've got any questions, and you normally get back to them, you know, straight away. So I think collectively there's lots and lots of reasons that I will continue also to choose Cutera as well.
Oh, that's good. So you have the Enlighten, you have the Zero, and you have the XLV.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite?
I'd probably have to say, if I could choose two machines that I would use every day and could do for the rest of, you know, my working career, I would have the XLV and the Enlighten side by side, which is pretty much what I use most of the time when I'm in clinic anyway. I think that, you know, having laser genesis as part of the XLV, having all of your vascular stuff, and then having your Enlighten for pigment, I think they really kind of go hand in hand together to give you that overall result for clients.
Oh, that's good. So tell me, what's a typical patient you'd see then, and how you would approach a treatment plan?
I suppose between the two clinics, it varies. In Ballarat, you know, there's a lot of sun damaged skin, so we see a lot of vascular, a lot of pigment. In Carlton, it's really varied. Our age range would be, you know, sort of early 20s up to 60s. So, but again, I'd say in Carlton, in Ballarat, you know, treating sort of with the XLV for vascular, Enlighten for pigment is pretty much what I would mainly do. With the Enlighten, obviously, we've got the MLA handpiece for the Pico FX. So we actually do lots and lots of that in Ballarat. They're a bit, you know, more open to having a bit of downtime. Whereas in Carlton, most of our clients tend to want as little downtime as possible. So I would tend to combine, you know, a little bit of Genesis, a little bit of XLV, a little bit of Pico, to give them, you know, a good result with little downtime.
Mm-hmm. And how many times a week do you think you use the XLV or the Enlighten?
Well, I mean, we've got 3 XLVs across the 2 clinics and 2 Enlightens, and then we've got the Zeo as well. I would honestly say that most of the time that we are open, and Carlton's open 7 days a week, most of those devices would be in use, especially our XLV. It's our workhorse really. We use those devices every day.
Oh, that's wonderful. So I'm going to ask you a fun thing. What's your favourite phone app?
My favourite phone app. Oh God, what do I use? I'd probably say now. It's actually Zoom now, because I'm missing all the girls at work, and so we're constantly on there. Ellie's in New Zealand. We're all kind of spread out, so we've been on our phones using that quite a lot. And they've been doing Instagram video, which I didn't even know was a thing, but it's so much fun.
Oh, you might have to teach me that. I don't think I know that one. What is your favourite way to get moving during isolation?
Well, now that I've got the puppy, she literally wakes me up at 5:30 every morning. So we're up and out for a walk. And whilst she naps, I've got my home gym set up with some weights and things like that. And I've just found some really good online exercises and some online F45. So it keeps me nice and fit whilst we're tucked in.
Good for you. So what are you doing to engage with your patients during COVID?
Obviously, our business is very hands-on, so it's difficult to continue doing what we were doing because obviously we can't see clients. We've really focused on our social media and changed the way that we were doing things. So we're doing a lot more Instagram lives. We're doing a lot more Instagram TV for longer videos. Ellie and Hayley are doing online consultations with existing clients. So if people are wanting to change up their routine at home or add new things in there, just change things up, they're doing Instagram video calls with them. And that's what's actually driving a lot of the retail sales that are coming through, which has been really good. So the feedback's been awesome. And I think just keeping it really fun, you know, I think educating your clients, but also keeping it really lighthearted so they enjoy watching your videos. I think if it's all just too educational, it can get a little bit boring. So just letting, you know, your personalities and things like that shine through. I think also rewarding our clients as well. So if people are purchasing from you and supporting small businesses, you know, you know, giving them some sort of a reward. So we've created little gift cards for anyone that purchases anything over $250. So when we do reopen, they can actually use that towards their services with us.
Oh, that's a great.
And split it with the other thing.
Yeah, that's a great idea. How have you been able to look after and encourage the staff during this time?
I have to admit, like when we first closed, it was really challenging, I think, as a boss. And as you know, like my girls are like my extended family. So it was pretty challenging. Just managing, you know, like how anxious they were about the unknown. But I think just giving them that reassurance and making sure that, you know, they know they're going to have a job to come back to. I think ensuring that they do have some purpose whilst this is happening has been really important. So allocating them each a role so that they are getting up in the morning and going into that sort of same routine of going to work has been really good. I've posted them out some care packages as well. So there's some crafty stuff in there. They've got some face routines and just making sure that we plan, you know, Zoom things each week. So we do Margarita Mondays and we do Friday night drinks, and then we have like a team meeting. And we kind of theme those as well. So in their care packages, they actually got some little props this time. So when we have our Friday night drinks, they have to wear their props. So just, you know, keeping it really fun and just making sure that, you know, you're still there as that support person for them, because, you know, they're all going through different things that it's hard to understand, but, you know, just knowing that they're there for you, then, you know, I think that's really important.
Yeah. So what kind of music are you listening to over COVID?
Oh, do you know, I have gone back to R&B 90s. I was like, I don't even know how old I was then, but I'm loving it. There's like 1,000 songs on this playlist. We've just been on repeat with it. It's great.
I have a disco channel every night at 8 o'clock, and it's a live disco. It's fantastic. Just a really good way to stop.
Dancing.
I'll share it with you. Okay, so when you first started with your devices, because you were new to a lot of the laser things, how did you market it? Was like anything particularly successful?
No different to what we probably do now. We've never really used stock images or even images that, you know, are provided by you guys or any other companies. We've always kind of played with them ourselves, got the photos together and really showcased our work. So, you know, if we're saying to clients, you know, come in and have this service done, they know that what they're seeing is what they can expect. And that has just worked really well for us. I think just being really open, honest, genuine about what it is you do, what sort of results people are going to get. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's about offering a service that you're really passionate about. It's not about selling. And I think that's where, you know, we've probably got that right. The balance is there.
Oh, that's good. So if someone was interested in getting into lasers or technology in their practice, why would the Enlighten be a product you would recommend?
I think it just does so much. The diversity, you know, especially the Enlighten 3, having the 3 different wavelengths. You can treat all skin types with it. You know, mostly living in Australia, what we see is sun damaged skins. And so, you know, the results that people are going to get with that is incredible. But not only that, having the ability to perform the effects also just takes it to that next level where, you know, you are getting collagen remodeling, and everybody, you know, let's be honest, is concerned with aging. So whether they want to slow that down or actually address it, you know, you're really looking at a wide variety of people that you can treat with that one device. And tattoos. We do loads of tattoos.
Oh, that's great. If you could invest in the next big aesthetic technology to complement your practice, what would it be?
This is a tough one because we are going to be looking at new devices. We kind of toyed with body, which I know Cutera are doing so well, and I was so excited to see the Flex at Cutera University. So that will be one area that we are definitely going to be looking at. And the other thing that we want to be able to offer in our new clinic when we reopen is vaginal rejuvenation. So I think a lot of women, you know, whether they've had kids and had, you know, bladder incontinences, you know, prolapses, that sort of thing, it would kind of complement everything else that we do in clinic also.
Oh, that's cool. So who do you admire from your industry?
This is a tough one, but I have to say, so there's a derm in the US. So there's a couple of derms in the US that I love to follow. And I think the reason I like following them is, one, their knowledge is just incredible. But also I like how genuine and honest they are, you know, with how they present either on social media and in person. So Deesh was one of them. We were lucky enough to see him at Cutera University, and his partner, Jeffrey Sue. And there's a lady called Sabrina Farby, who I've seen her speak a few times actually, and I just love what she does. She's constantly looking for the next thing. She's written a lot of papers, and I find her quite inspiring actually.
That's lovely. What do you do when you're not at work?
I love to read and I love cooking. I'm obviously in the process of developing a cookbook, so I've been doing lots and lots on that whilst I've had the time, which has been so nice. It's been like the longest project ever because I've not had time to work on it. So yeah, I find even if I've worked a really long day, I like to cook. It's what relaxes me the most. So having lots of time to do that now is amazing.
So what's your favourite isolating snack?
Oh God. Well, recently we've been eating every hot cross bun we can get our hands on, which is not ideal. I actually really like, not really a snacky thing, but smoothies. I'm loving just being able to be at home and make my smoothies. My poor dog is like become obsessed with smoothies now too. She's literally following me around, licking her lips, going, "Mummy, give me some."
What do clinicians or doctors do in our industry that really annoys you, if anything?
I'd have to say the only thing that I find really annoying is just, I think there's business, and you obviously have to be able to drive sales to have a viable business, but it's getting the balance right with, you know, we obviously do this because we really love doing what we do. And yes, you've got to be able to get the sales that come through to run your business. I think sometimes the balance is a bit skew-whiffed, and I think what they do is they make a real cookie cutter approach, and what we do is just not like that. It's got to be, you know, based on each individual and taking into consideration, you know, people have different needs, concerns, budgets, all those sorts of things. So they can't really be a cookie cutter approach, and not really investing in their staff is a big one. You know, we get such a bad rap on, you know, TV and the media and things like that because people have had things go wrong. And it's actually down to the business owners. If you're not training your staff and you're just letting someone have a day's training and then let them loose on something, well, you know, that's not really going to be giving us the best reputation. So they're probably the only things I would say.
Fair enough. Do you have any ideas about how you're going to rebuild or kickstart as soon as we can get back to work?
I think just making sure whilst we are closed, just keeping in touch with clients. So, you know, being able to actually speak to them about what they're doing at home, I think will kind of naturally progress into, as soon as we open, them wanting to come back in. We're obviously expanding and we're moving into a new clinic in Carlton. So that had started when all of this happened, and it was a pretty tough decision to, you know, do we go ahead with it or do we not? And in the end, I kind of thought, you know, I think it's going to be a really nice way to reopen because clients will get really excited about coming into the new space. The girls are going to be really excited to come back to work. So yeah, and I just think thinking about, you know, what we can do to entice clients to come back to us, because everybody, you know, is going to be in a different position financially when we reopen. So, you know, really forecasting for that is probably what we're going to start working on soon.
What kind of support would you like from me or Cutera during this period now and then when you return to work?
Just keep doing what you're doing, Dan. No, I think you guys do.
Keep having coffee.
Oh yeah, we'll be doing lots of that. No, I think, you know, you, like we said the other day when we spoke, you just said if the girls want training, you know, to reach out, and they were really keen on doing that. I think whilst people have got the time, it's such a good time to, you know, get their staff trained up. So I think, yeah, I think that's amazing that you guys are doing that. And again, yes, we can't be operational with machines and things like that, but when we are back up and running, you know, service will continue doing what they're doing. And yeah.
Is there anything you would like to say to your clients or the industry right now?
Just hang in there. I think surprisingly, I mean, I've always been a very positive person, and even when this happened, I kind of had a bit of a, oh God moment, but I do think that it's giving us time. You know, running a business is really challenging, and sometimes we want to do things really well, but we don't have the time to, you know, create those procedures down to a T. So using this time to make sure you really streamline absolutely everything. So when you come back, you're coming back with a bang. And in terms of our clients, I think everybody's, you know, in different positions. Some people are lucky enough to still be working. And for those that are, I think just continue supporting small businesses, you know, try and shop local, you know, try and still have date nights with your partners, your girlfriends, and order some takeaway in. You know, rather than supporting big chain stores, I think just think about those people who are running, you know, their own show and supporting them. And I think if we all do that and we all just, you know, stay home and enjoy this time as much as we can, I think we'll actually come out the other end. And I think we'll come out with hopefully less consumerism and just more, you know, gratefulness for what we have and be happy with that.
Nicely said. Nicely said. So last but not least, do you have any funny jokes?
I actually have prepared 2 for you, Danny. All right, first one. How does a chicken get groceries during the lockdown?
No.
Cluck and collect. I thought you'd like that one. All right. Ran out of toilet paper and had to use lettuce leaves. Today was only the tip of the iceberg. Just a couple I prepared for you.
That's great. They're great. Thanks so much for having a coffee with me.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's so good to see you.
Take care and stay home.
Thank you so much. See you, everyone.
Bye.